Now let's talk about how to create an AEO strategy for your brand, for your website, or for your online shop. Now you know the basics of, or let's say the foundations of AEO, but for different platforms, you have to optimize differently, and for different brands, the procedure is slightly different. So you will actually have to relate it to your brand and see how to optimize for it. But there is a structure to it. The very first step is actually to understand the baseline visibility and your coverage at the moment for the prompts. For baseline visibility with OpCut, you can run a basic discoverability audit, which we saw earlier, and then check if the brand even or AI even understands your brand and so on. And some basic prompts that your users might look for. And then also, if you have a product, it's a list of prompts across the product journey that we saw earlier. So this basic visibility or discoverability report is used to benchmark your brand's overall presence in AI search. It just shows how visible your brand is right now, and where that visibility appears and how it differs based on language, country, or platform, and so on. Because it's not really uniform across platforms. It is very different. Your brand might perform stronger in one platform, let's say ChatGPT, but lack performance in Gemini. So that's because, again, like I said earlier, it being trained on different data, and also like based on the partnerships that they have as well, right? So what are the basic questions that you can ask is like, ask yourself where you're showing up, what is missing, are you only being cited, or are you only being mentioned, and which topics actually show your brand or a particular product. And also decide which platform is the most important for your audience, because again, it helps you separate assumptions from reality, right? Because many brands might think that they are visible just because they know their content exists. But the question is more about whether answer engines are actually using their content. And the next step is actually competitor research and brand performance. So once you understand your baseline, then start trying to understand your competitors, which is comparisons as well. So that research tells you which other brands are actually winning in this AI visibility and why you are lacking there. Based on that, you can optimize the content strategy. So you have to understand your share of voice, the also mentions of your brand, and also at the same time the competitor's brand as well. So because again, not all competitive wins look the same, because one brand might dominate a share of voice, but others might have a stronger sentiment or more visibility and so on. Like others might show only in comparison but not in other category of prompts. Again, it's an individual strategy that you have to come up with using OpCart. You can actually analyze and then think about how to optimize for your brand as well. And also the other thing is, so what are all the narrative drivers? That's something that you have to also check. Because AI actually categorizes these brands as well, right? Because visibility without a stronger perception can still be a problem. So if your brand is often mentioned, but if it is framing you negatively, and you actually don't own the entire conversation in a useful way, it's a problem. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, if a user is comparing two different products, and it shows drawbacks, and then finally it says, okay, product A is better because of this, but product B is relatively not better because of this. So if you are product B, if you're a brand B, then it's a problem for you. Even though there is a mention, it is not mentioning in the right way. Like it's not just about who is more visible than us, it's also about why they are visible. Are they actually visible in the right way? How are they getting described as well?